My cousin came here and he said he had a lot of fun here, so he recommended it to me. I heard it was the best barber program, so.
So what made me choose it now as a 46-year-old woman, right? I've had a great career as a makeup artist, and I've worked in production, and I've worked all over, and I am noticing that male grooming is really becoming a part of men getting ready.
So honestly, I was looking at a couple different schools, and a lot of them are not as close to my house as I'd like them to be, because I personally don't like driving that far.
One of my cousins, she said she loved the school, so then I was looking into it. It's not that close to my house, but it was one of the best schools that I saw, so I figured that it might be a good option for me to try.
So I chose this school because I like the location, because it's local to my house, it's not far, it's a nice area, so that's really why I chose it. So, I thought, why not?
As I'm working on set and wherever I'm working, everyone's always looking for a barber, and it got to the point where everybody kept asking me, do you know a barber? I was like, well, I'm gonna be a barber.
Yeah,
so
it's like, I can do it myself now, I gotta do it.
Honestly, college is just not for me because I'm not like a bookwork, like mathematics and all of that. That's not for me. I'm more of like a beauty girl. I just love like anything that has to do with beauty.
Definitely like the environment. When I was talking to the girls that were like helping me get into everything, it was just such a nice place to be, honestly.
Well, first I want to work somewhere so I can get hands-on experience, but the ultimate goal is to always start my own business. And maybe open up my own salon.
I've always wanted to do hair. I've always been good at it. I feel like I've kind of always been like the family hairstylist. It was either that or nursing. And then once I figured out that nursing was like 5 years of school, I was like, no, I'm okay. I'll stick to hair. So it's always been something that I've been passionate about. And I feel like it's a business that's never gonna die down. And also the money's there. So again, why not?
After I'm done with school, I really want to get into like waxing, body waxing, all that type of stuff. I really enjoy doing that, especially because I work with so many amazing girls that do that type of stuff. So I don't know, I feel like that's just the path I want to go down. But I've also looked into like maybe eventually wanting to go to college afterwards to do like injections, stuff like that. So I'm exploring all my options. I'll see where life takes me.
I wanted to do nursing originally, and now I'm doing both because I want to incorporate both schools together and go to nursing school so I can do hair on the side and then do that as well. But I've always been the hairstylist in my family. I love doing it. I have a passion for it, so I thought it would be the best thing for me to do.
For me, the biggest goal is I was looking for a school that also had continuing education, right?
Yeah.
So like when we graduate, like finally when we get those 900 hours in and we get our license, like, all right, like what comes after that, right? Like we can't just graduate and just get out, we always have to constantly evolve and learn. And I do love that there are other classes that they have for us too. And then the barbers competition.
Yeah, that's cool too.
That's gonna be, so I
Compete
like that they have other things outside of just class.
Yeah.
The biggest surprise for me is kind of just like how much actually goes into it, not just like you're just come here and you play with hair all day and like you go home. I knew that it was gonna be hard and I knew that it was gonna be like tedious, but I was kind of shocked by the amount of time that we spend actually learning like the curriculum behind it and like the science and like what actually goes into doing the work, not just like, oh hey, here's how you do a haircut, like have fun,
Yeah, that was also one thing that really surprised me. I thought like off the bat, I thought it was just doing hair and just playing with hair all day essentially, but then I realized that it's more of like electricity and anatomy and all the stuff that go behind cosmetology, not really just the hair. So that was definitely my biggest shock, and how much time we put into everything, like learning everything every single day. So that was definitely the biggest shock.
Definitely like the chemistry aspect of it, like that whole science book that we did, that book was a little interesting. I was like, wait, why are we learning all of this science stuff?
I like chemistry.
I just didn't know like so much actually went into like the machines and stuff that we use, like stuff like that, like how it actually all works, not just like the machine doing what it does.
Yeah.
I think for me, one of the biggest surprises that we've learned so far is the techniques with shaving. So I didn't expect it to be so involved, but I also didn't expect it to be as easy as it could have been. Like we shaved the balloons and we didn't pop them, and I thought that was going to be a lot harder.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, even with what we're learning right now about skin and all the different with shaving, I didn't know like all these different types of skin types, like dry skin, all these, what you have to do, the processes, like lathering it up. Some people have to keep putting moisture in after the dry shave. You can't dry shave or stuff like that.
When we started doing facials for the first time, that was one thing that I thought I would have absolutely no interest in, and I honestly loved doing it. So that was definitely one of the things that I really liked.
I feel like there's nothing that I necessarily struggle on, but I'm sure there's something along the way that I will find I will struggle on and then tackle that.
My biggest thing is probably the coloring. I want to like know how to formulate everything and not always have to be like, miss out, what color am I using with this? Miss out, what am I mixing? I want to be able to like do it by myself, so when I have a client come on the floor, I'm not like in complete shock and don't know what to do. And that's something that's probably my hardest thing to get down, is like figuring out what colors I'm mixing with what and what to use and all of that. So that's definitely something that I need to work on and I want to perfect.
One thing that I would love to improve, just my confidence, just being more confident in just knowing that I can just to do it.
Yeah, it's a big thing. Once you start doubting yourself, you can't progress with doubting yourself. That was my biggest thing too, is I was like, should I even do this? Like, I was scared to go up with it. We're all beginners, or everyone's helping each other out. You don't gotta be embarrassed or doubting. You can't doubt yourself, gotta be confident in what you're doing.
Especially with our teacher, she makes sure that we're like very prepared in what we need to do. She's like, work on someone new, or like try something that you guys haven't done in a while. So I feel like that really pushes us to put ourselves out there, try something that we're uncomfortable with.
Well, the main thing is my self-confidence with no matter what I do, whether it's a haircut, a blowout. I just want to get to the point where I don't always feel like I need Miss Nat right next to me at all times. But out of everything skill-wise that we do, I feel like any haircut, it's just nerve-wracking, because you have people who are picky and like don't really care, and then you have people who are really precise and care a lot. So it's like, to me, a haircut is like, it changes somebody's hair drastically. Even though hair grows back, some people always don't want to hear that. So I would like to get more confident in doing that and not feel like I have to have Miss Nat every step of the way.
Don't let anything, like anybody tell you you can't do something. Don't let all those negative things get in the way of your mindset. Like, set your mindset the right way and you get your goals accomplished.
I really, really do like want to give the team here just all of the credit that they absolutely deserve, because I feel like if I had chose like a student educator program somewhere else, I don't think that I would have gotten anywhere near as much support. And I do have to credit like all of the ways that I teach, and like watching you guys teach, watching Miss R and Miss Fran, everyone. Like I've taken like little bits and pieces of them and kind of like formed it into one body. Yeah,
And we love you.
Yeah. And I love you guys too. So I'm really, I would not be anywhere else. I would have never picked and followed through with anywhere else besides here. So I love Innovate.
And I guess it's like an influence.
Yeah.
We're a huge impact on the students, whether we know it or not, we are.
Yeah, I completely agree. Absolutely.